I'm Reuben Steenson, I'm 23 years old and I'm first year PhD student at Queen's doing English literature. I've been to India twice now, both times as part of an Exodus team. So a group of people who go over to do missions work and to help out the people who were there. So last summer and the summer just passed.
Okay. And what part of India did you go to then?
We went to the southern part, Tamil Nadu, and a town called Salem. It's also memorable, really, like I have such clear memories of even from last year as well. Just people were very, very, very welcoming, and the hospitality was incredible. As well, we got to see a cultural show, so typical Tamil dances, and they were just incredible, out of this world. And just the sights and the sounds and the colours everywhere, for being in Northern Ireland when everything seems so grey, everything over there is so colourful and there's just constantly things to do and see.
Yeah. So whenever you came home then, did you find that odd, could you see the real contrast between the colourfulness?
Definitely, because when I came home the weather was miserable and the sky was grey and I felt really cold for the first few days.
Yeah.
And I missed the food as well, actually, coming back. What else was different? Oh yeah, traffic was different, it was strange there not being horns beeping when you're in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually my next question then, what did you eat when you were there and did you enjoy the food?
I did enjoy the food. They treat us very well when we go over there, the hospitality is amazing. It was curry for breakfast, lunch and dinner, so different curries, and then different breads, so chapatis and poppadons and stuff, and rice.
So is there a specific curry that is the breakfast curry?
No, there's you never knew what kind of curry you're gonna get.
Okay.
They're all quite different. But as well, actually, I forgot, they have a lot of fresh fruit there that's incredible, so really nice bananas and amazing mangoes.
Yeah. Yeah, because here mangoes are so expensive, whereas, are they falling off the trees?
Yeah, I think they're famous for their mangoes in Salem, it's their thing, so
Okay.
they're proud of them, and rightly so, because they're the best mangoes ever.
So, aside from the food,
Mm-hmm.
what did you bring with you in your suitcase when you were going?
Well, we actually had to put aside a lot of our suitcase because we were bringing over donations for the orphanage there that we were helping with. So
Okay.
a lot of this stuff was clothes and toiletries and toys and stuff like that. And then the rest of it is just some clothes for me, so got to wear some very flowery shirts that I wouldn't get away with over here, and kind of linen trousers, so stuff that wouldn't be too hot. Bug sprays, some toilet roll.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah. I know you've been before, but what did you think? Did you have any thoughts the moment you stepped off the plane, even the first time you went? Kind of your first impressions?
Definitely the first impression was the noise, coming out of the airport, the traffic, there's just so many horns beeping, and the heat as well. It was very humid. I'd never been anywhere that kind of humidity before.
What airport did you fly into?
Bangalore.
Okay.
Didn't disappoint. And I think for people here, I don't think too many people here have been to India. I think it seems quite an exotic place.
Yeah.
Just in every respect, the food, the culture, religion, everything seems so different. But yeah, I wasn't disappointed in it by any stretch of the imagination. It was really nice, to see all that firsthand, and it was really amazing, all the colours and stuff. And like I said, we were made so welcome. like it just felt like home away from home as well, so it's really good.
And like in terms of kind of the religious side of things, did you like as a team go to any sort of religious buildings or do any kind of touristy stuff while you were there?
We had one day off, but we went up the hillside and they had like a hill station there and just went on pedaloos and had a meal and stuff. And we only ever saw Hindu temples from the outside.
Okay.
So they're so incredible. They're very ornate and so intricate and colourful again.
Yeah.
But we never actually got to go into one.
Yeah. And like, are the religious divisions there quite obvious? Or like...
Yeah, definitely. People make it very clear kind of what religion they partake of. So a lot of the places, like a lot of the Hindu houses we had would have had a little like plaster image of like a demon god who warded away evil spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
So you knew that that house was a Hindu house. And then a lot of the Christian houses would have crosses on them or Bible verses and like Bible verses on their cars and stuff as well. So they tend to like, it tends to be really obvious.
Yeah. You mentioned doing crafts. Did you learn any kind of Indian crafts or dances or anything like that when you were there?
They tried to teach me Indian dances, but I'm a terrible dancer, so it didn't really stick. Their dancing is incredible. They wanted us to do an Irish dance, and we didn't really have anything, so we just did the Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh,
which is rubbish
social dance
compared to what they were doing.
Yeah. So, like, in terms of the future and your relationship with India, do you want to go back again?
Definitely, yes. Even just having built up the relationship with the people in ICMC, that's where we're staying, I'd love to see them again and help out again. Like, even next summer if I can. And possibly long term in the future as well. I might like to try going over and teaching English for a while in India.
Yeah.
See how I enjoy that.
Yeah. Okay. So, my name is Rachel Hannah and this is a recording for the Sanskriti project, and I'm here with Reuben Steenson, and he has agreed that he is willing to take part. So, Reuben, could you just introduce yourself, please?
What do you want to know?
Just who you are, what you do, kind of thing.
Okay, I'm Reuben Steenson, I'm 23 years old, and I'm first year PhD student at Queen's, doing English literature.
Okay. And what's your connection with India then?
I've been to India twice now, both times as part of an Exodus team. So a group of people who go over to do missions work and to help out the people who were there. So last summer and the summer just passed.
Okay. And what part of India did you go to then?
We went to the southern part, Tamil Nadu, and a town called Salem.
Okay. And so you said you went for the first time last year. Could you like say a wee bit about why you decided to go? Was there any particular reason, or it's not really your typical holiday destination?
Well, I've always been fascinated by India, like ever since I was a little kid, and always really wanted to go at some point. Just things like, it sounds stupid, but things like seeing the Jungle Book and reading the Jungle Book as a kid, I thought India was amazing. I love the wildlife there and just the culture, how colourful it is. I've also really enjoyed doing Exodus teams. I've been on a few before, so then when there was the chance to do one that was in India, I jumped at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are there any kind of experiences in India that stick in your mind from like both of your trips, but I suppose maybe mostly your most recent one sticks out more? Put you on the spot.
It's also memorable, really, like, I have such clear memories of, like, even the last year as well. Just the people were very, very, very welcoming, and the hospitality was incredible. As well, we got to see, like, a cultural show, so typical Tamil dances, and they were just incredible, out of this world. And just, yeah, like, the sights and the sounds and the colours everywhere, like, for being in Northern Ireland when everything seems so grey, like, everything over there is so colourful, and there's just constantly things to do and see.
Yeah. So, like, whenever you came home then, did you find that odd, like, could you see the real contrast between, like, the colourfulness?
Definitely, because when I came home, the weather was miserable, and the sky was grey, and I felt really cold for the first few days.
Yeah.
And I missed the food as well, actually, coming back. What else was different? Oh yeah, like, traffic was different, like, it was strange there not being, like, horns beeping when you're in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually my next question then, like, what did you eat when you were there, and did you enjoy the food?
I did enjoy the food. They treat us very well when we go over there, the hospitality is amazing. It was curry for breakfast, lunch and dinner, so different curries, and then different breads, so like chapatis and papagons and stuff, and rice.
So is there like a specific like curry that is like the breakfast curry?
No, there's you never knew what kind of curry you're gonna get.
Okay.
They're all quite different. But as well, actually, I forgot, they have like a lot of fresh fruit there that's incredible, so like really nice bananas and amazing mangoes.
Yeah. Yeah, because here mangoes are so expensive, like, whereas, are they like falling off the trees?
Yeah, I think they're famous for their mangoes in Salem, it's like their thing, so
Okay.
like, they're proud of them, and rightly so, because they're the best mangoes ever.
So, aside from the food,
Mm-hmm.
what did you bring with you in your suitcase when you were going?
Well, we actually had to put aside a lot of our suitcase because we were bringing over donations for the orphanage there that we were helping with. So a lot of this stuff was clothes, and toiletries and toys and stuff like that. And then the rest of it is just some clothes for me. So got to wear some very flowery shirts that I wouldn't get away with over here, and kind of like linen trousers, so like stuff that wouldn't be too hot. Bug sprays, some toilet roll.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah. I know you've been before, but like, what did you think? Did you have any like thoughts the moment you stepped off the plane, even the first time you went? Like, kind of your first impressions?
Definitely the first impression was the noise, like, coming out of the airport, the traffic, there's just so many horns beeping, and the heat as well. It was very humid. I'd never been anywhere that kind of humidity before.
What airport did you fly into?
Bangalore.
Okay. Because like from the other side, like we would often ask like people what their first impression of Northern Ireland was, and like a lot of them would say they came in winter and like it was the first time they'd seen snow and it was so cold. But like both times you went, was it summer?
I think so. I couldn't tell you 100% though. But definitely felt like summer.
Yeah. I suppose, do they have season? I don't know.
I think they told us they don't really do the same seasons as we do. It's more just rainy and dry season they would have.
Yeah.
So we were there just before rainy season was going to start. I think it starts in August time.
And like, do they do any kind of preparations for rainy season? Like in the orphanage and stuff?
Not that I know of. One time when we were there, it did rain very heavily, and a lot of the roads were starting to get flooded already, so I don't really know what happens when it is rainy season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, like, before you went, did you have expectations about what it was going to be like? And did they meet, like, the reality of life there? Like, was it like a Bollywood film?
In many respects, yes. But it certainly
Slumdog Millionaire.
Didn't disappoint. And I think for people here, I don't think too many people here have been to India. And I think it seems quite an exotic place.
Yeah.
Just in every respect, like the food, the culture, religion, everything seems so different. But yeah, I wasn't disappointed in it by any stretch of the imagination. It was really nice, like, to see all that firsthand, and it was really amazing, like all the colours and stuff. And like I said, we were made so welcome. Like, it just felt like home away from home as well. So it's really good.
Yeah. So, like, aside from the like you were talking about the colourfulness, are there any kind of similarities, do you think, or differences between, like, Northern Irish culture and Indian culture?
Said there would be a lot less in common than there would be differences. It's a really hard question. I'll think for a minute.
Yeah. Or, like, similarities. If there were fewer similarities, like, was there anything that you were like, hey, that's not that different from, I suppose, like, the family kind of focus? Did that come across?
Yeah, like, it's very family oriented, society there. But I guess the people we were with and the people we were working with had a lot more maybe negative stories than positive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, we're working with a lot of orphans, so they maybe just been chucked out of the house or their parents had died and they had no one really to look after them. So I think that was quite shocking in some ways.
Yeah.
That kind of difference, and kind of the gap between the poor and the rich was quite shocking as well, I think. But I guess we have that here too, just maybe not as visible as we got to see it there.
Yeah, and, like, earlier we were talking about the caste system and stuff. Like, do you think it still plays a big part in, like, Indian society?
From what we could tell and what we're told, yeah, it does. And I guess it's really hard for us to understand it. I never really wrapped my head around how it works.
Yeah.
But we're told that a lot of the orphans that they were looking after would be from the lowest caste, so the untouchables. And so they find it difficult when they don't have family to support them. They don't really have any other way.
And do they have, like, adoption as an option for orphans, or?
I'm not sure. I didn't even ask that question.
Do you think because, like, of the caste system, like, people maybe wouldn't want to adopt?
I definitely got that impression, like, that they were there because no one really wanted them or no one had room for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes even their own families, so I think it would be even stranger if it wasn't your family.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, in terms of kind of the religious side of things, did you, like, as a team, go to any sort of religious buildings or do any kind of touristy stuff while you were there?
We had one day off, but we went up the hillside, and they had, like, a hill station there, and just went on pedaloos and had a meal and stuff. And we only ever saw Hindu temples from the outside.
Okay.
So they're so incredible. They're very ornate and so intricate and colourful again.
Yeah.
But we never actually got to go into one.
Yeah. And, like, are the religious divisions there quite obvious? Or, like...
Yeah, definitely. People make it very clear kind of what religion they partake of. So a lot of the places, like a lot of the Hindu houses we had would have had a little like plaster image of like a demon god who warded away evil spirits and stuff, so you knew that that house was a Hindu house. And then a lot of the Christian houses would have crosses on them or Bible verses, and like Bible verses on their cars and stuff as well, so they tend to it tends to be really obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, well, I was in Uganda and they have the same thing like on their buses and stuff, like either like Muslim or Christian kind of slogans and things. But were there any festivals going on like at the time when you were there? You know the way they have like different kind of festival. I don't know if they have summer festival.
Yeah, well, this time there's only like minor festivals, but they seem to have something almost every other day, like some minor kind of celebration. There was one where they were roasting coconuts, so wherever we went, we were driving through, they all had little bonfires and they were roasting coconuts. But last year there was a big festival, I can't even remember the name, and when we were travelling from the airport, it took us like 5 hours to drive through the city because it was just so packed with people, and there's a lot going on. It's cool to see. What
time of year was it?
The first trip was the very end of July, and then this time it was the 13th to the 25th of July.
Okay. We can maybe try and figure out what one it is.
Yeah.
So, did you make friends like with local people while you were there? Like obviously you were working in the orphanage. So were you working alongside like Indian people? Was it run by Indian people, the orphanage?
Yeah, it's completely run by Indian people. So they do it full time, and we made really good friends with them. Obviously, my second time going back, it was great to see them again. Again, they're so welcoming, and just did everything to make us feel at home. And I would go back again to the same place just to see them again, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kept in touch as well through Facebook, so
it's
handy to be able to do that.
That is good. And you were mentioning as well that you've taken on a sponsor child. And is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Okay. What's his name?
It's so hard to say. V. Nihan Sekaran, I think. That's about as close as I can say.
V. Nihan Sekaran. Okay. And what age is he?
I don't know his exact age. I think he's around 13 or 14.
Okay. And does the sponsorship cover like his board in the orphanage and then his like education and stuff as well?
Yeah, it should cover everything. So they give them a place to stay, and then they also make sure they get really good education as well, because that's the most important thing, so they'll be able to integrate into society when they grow up. So yeah, it should cover everything.
Yeah, and like, can you keep in touch with him throughout the year?
Yeah, I think so. I think they write you letters every so often, so still waiting to get on those, but should get on soonish. Which is exciting.
Yeah, so you mentioned the greyness of Northern Ireland. Did you experience any other kind of like reverse culture shock when you came home?
I guess as well, just like the difference in like population density is really obvious. Like when you went into the town at all, like it was so full of people, whereas the only place that would be anywhere similar would be the centre of Belfast, and even then not all the time.
Yeah.
So that was really strange, just like the quietness and the kind of, it felt really isolated almost, and not being near people that much, which is weird.
Yeah. And did you find it strange, like going from being, I suppose, surrounded by like other team members as well, to being like on your own?
Yeah, I think that's always hard, because you get to know people so well, and you build up such a good relationship, and like work really well together as a team. So when that's gone, it can feel quite lonely as well for a wee while.
Yeah.
was a bit of a down, but...
Yeah. And, like, did you notice a difference, like, between the first time you were there and coming back and the second time?
I was quite nervous about going back because I had such a good time the first time. I was worried it wouldn't be anywhere near as good.
Yeah.
But it was just as good. I think I was sadder coming back the second time. Probably just because I got to know people more than I did the first time. I saw the same people again, and like some of the orphans actually remembered me from last year, which was like, that was really touching.
Yeah.
That they remember me a whole year later, because the year's a long time in each other's life. So I think that made me miss it more.
Yeah. And did they call you uncle?
Yes, uncle and auntie.
Yeah.
Was how they addressed you, yeah.
And what did a typical day like on the team look like?
So got up, got breakfast, got our curry in the morning, and then would have headed out about 10 o'clock or so. They have quite a few different orphanages and different things scattered across Salem, so everywhere was normally about a half an hour, 45-minute drive. So we'd head off to one of the orphanages, do like a kind of like an all-day club with them, so Bible stories and songs, and games and crafts.
Yeah.
And for most of the day, with lunch in between. And then they also had an orphanage at their centre back where we stayed, so normally in the evening we'd play for a while with the children that lived there. As well, we also did one day where we got to meet university students, so mostly Hindus who paid to go to their university, so we got to chat to them and stuff. And also one day we helped with their leprosy mission, so they give out rice and money to those who needed it, and some clothes as well. Yeah.
And did you learn, you mentioned doing crafts, did you learn any kind of Indian crafts or dances or anything like that when you were there?
They tried to teach me Indian dances, but I'm a terrible dancer, so it didn't really stick. Their dancing is incredible. They wanted us to do an Irish dance, and we didn't really have anything, so we just did the Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh,
which is rubbish
dance
compared to what they were doing.
Yeah. So, like, in terms of the future and your relationship with India, do you want to go back again?
Definitely, yes. Even just having built up the relationship with the people in ICMC, that's where we're staying, I'd love to see them again and help out again. Like, even next summer if I can. And possibly long term in the future as well. I might like to try going over and teaching English for a while in India.
Yeah.
See how I enjoy that.
Yeah. And, like, there was a missionary who went from North Down, Amy Carmichael, to Dohnavur. Was that near where you were?
I have no idea. Geographically where.
Yeah.
She went.
Because in the book I've been reading about Northern Ireland, about Ireland, there were quite a few missionaries who went out, and I think most of them did go to the southern part of India.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to look into, like, the history of, did you say ICMC?
Yeah, Indian Christian Mission Centre.
Okay. Cool. So do you have any connections with the Indian community in Northern Ireland at all? Or any Indian friends?
Very little. There's one guy who I know as an acquaintance who also does a PhD in English. He's
okay, yes, yeah.
But also when I came back, my dad's a handyman, and literally a couple of days after I came back, he was working really near our house in Lisburn in Ballymacash, and he met a guy who was from India, and he got talking to him about my trip, and it turns out he was from Salem, so the exact town.
Really? Wow.
So that was really strange. So I texted him just to, like, tell him about what I was doing and stuff, and he said that he'd keep my number. He goes over every summer, so if I go back, he'd be happy to show me around and stuff. So that was really nice.
And, like, do you know how long they've been here? His family?
I think Oh, I don't know exactly, but a good while. Like he's a doctor here.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't. Somebody in the over 50s group mentioned someone who lived in the Pond Park Road.
That could very well be him.
Oh, okay. 'Cause is that near Ballincash?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not very good with number and geography.
Yeah, it's very near where I live.
Okay. Maybe we could mention the Mela and stuff too. So do you have any photographs, or like did you get a chance to go like shopping or anything in India? Did you bring any things back with you?
I always love bringing home souvenirs for people. They have a really nice souvenir shop. They do a lot of like things they carve out of wood, and stuff like that. So I got a good few souvenirs there. I also got like a traditional Indian costume for like special occasions. So it's like
for yourself?
For myself. It's like really like nice material, like really soft material trousers, and then like a really long kind of like tunic thing that goes down to your knees. I don't know what it's called.
Is it kaftan? Is that what it's called?
I honestly don't know. But it's like royal blue and covered with like sparkly things.
Okay.
So it's quite different.
Is that going to be your graduation outfit?
Oh, I'd love that. That would go down.
Yeah. Walking across the stage all glitzy.
Mm-hmm.
And did you take many photographs when you were there?
Not me personally, because I don't even have a camera, but my team were taking tons of photos, so there's a lot of photos on Facebook.
Okay, cool. So is there anything else that you want to mention? Anything that's come to your mind that I maybe haven't asked you about, or any crazy differences or similarities that have come to mind? Like, did you see much of a Western influence, I suppose, like?
That's a good question. In the city centre, well, it's not even a city, they call Salem, I think, a village, but in the centre, like, just the advertising and stuff, a lot of it would be Western influence, so you'd see, like, maybe, like, a hairdresser with, like, a picture of Zac Efron, or, like, Zayn from One Direction, and a lot of the big brand names, obviously, are on sale over there as well. And a lot of stuff for very cheap. Like the Levi jeans. Some of the girls went to Levi jeans shop and were amazed at the prices. But then, as well, I think the place we were is very traditional and quite rural, so the other side of it is a lot of people, especially the poor people, would have really nothing. No Western connections, really.
And like, would people there have worn the Western kind of clothes, or? No,
it was very traditional clothes, and so we were careful as well, like what we wore. And I think for men you're supposed to wear long trousers, so not shorts. And with the girls, like making sure they kept their shoulders covered and stuff. So one thing as well is just like the pace of life is so different, like and the concept of time is so different, like we weren't really driven by like having to get things done by certain times. It's much more fluid, and I found that really nice and refreshing.
Did everybody in your team find that nice and refreshing?
No, it stressed some people. But no, I find that's one thing that is hard about here, like people are very deadline orientated and very fixed in their routines and stuff. So.
And what language do they speak in Salem?
They speak Tamil.
Okay. And do they speak like Hindi as well, or?
No, and the first time I met someone made the mistake of talking about Hindi. Apparently it's quite they're quite proud of their Tamil heritage and stuff, so there's no Hindi at all. Yes.
So it's kind of like a little separate kind of state almost?
Yeah, from what I can gather,
And did you have any like nice tea or anything when you were there?
Yes, oh my goodness. The ginger tea that they make for us is my favourite tea I've ever tasted. And they drink tea over there with like condensed milk in it, tea and coffee.
Okay.
which was
sweet.
actually really nice.
Yeah.